You just press play on the Last Breath Hunt Cast, home of the Huntroversy. We're here to entertain, educate, and engage. And in case you didn't know, you only live once. But if you do it right, once is enough. Don't waste it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 168 of the Last Breath Hunt Cast. I've got some special guests in here. I'm actually in Tompkins Taxidermy studio recording live here. I've got Michael. Say hello.
Hey, guys.
I got Mr. Wayne.
Hey, how's it going?
And today we're going to just introduce you to these guys, talk about some of the things they got going on in the shop, taxidermy's do's and don'ts, and just kind of bullshit. We'll see what happens here. But before we get started, we have to pay the bills and thank the people that make this podcast possible. Badlands Gear has been a great partner of ours. You've heard us talk about them. You know about the code. Using the code LASTBREATH22BL30 will save you 30% off the checkout code. With the temperatures right now, you're going to wish you either had the Pyre or the Celine's jacket and pants. And moving on from then, we've got Outdoor Edge knives and gear. Awesome stuff. We've used them before we even started working with them. My personal favorite blade is a Swing Blaze. It's a fixed blade, but it doubles as a gut hook. It'll always forever be in my hunting pack. Next is Moultrie Mobile. We've been working with Moultrie for a long time. Blessed to do it. Their new Edge cameras seem to be working really well. And we're just excited to see what other things that they develop in the future. And lastly, is obviously the men in the room, Tompkins Taxidermy. So right here in Muscatine, Iowa. You should check out their website if you haven't yet. You can see some of their work, some examples, and specifically, I think we're going to talk about some of the do's and don'ts here, but one of those is don't cut your cape too short. There's videos on there of how to make sure you deliver your trophy correctly here. But now that we got that out of the way,
if you don't know how to use a knife, leave it in your pocket.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, call the professionals.
Well, I think this is like a great transition into I actually had a guy call me. It was a couple days ago. His name was Chris Thomas, his really good friend. I don't know if he got a hold of you yet. Had shot his first buck. And he's like, I want to get it mounted. Where should I go? Obviously, Tompkins. He's like, I have no idea how to cape this. I said, no problem, man. I'm like, you can either come over to me, or I said, Tompkins, we will cape it for absolutely nothing. I'm like, you can take the entire deer there, man. I said, they will hang it up in their shop, and they will skin it and cape it for you. And you can take your meat, and away you go.
Yep.
You know, whether you want to take it to a locker, process it somewhere else. But I said, that is a very nice thing that you guys do for your clients. And there's a lot of folks that honestly don't know, or they're very afraid to, right? They just shot this deer that they can't believe they got, and the last thing they want to do is go wreck the cape, right?
Right. And that's if they just sit and watch us one time.
Yes.
We will skin the whole deer for them. I mean, not just cape it. We'll skin the whole deer, singe it, wrap it up for them. And if they just watch it one time, you're golden for the next time. You can figure it out.
And I didn't even think about that. Like that learning experience ability. It's not like taking it to a locker where you drop it off and then they, your cape's done in 2 days.
No, they can sit right here and watch us and, this is where you need to cut.
Yeah.
This is where, and like you said, we got you did a really good video of how to do it on our website, but nothing like hands-on. You can sit right there and watch it and know exactly, and then you feel comfortable the next time. You're not panic-stricken thinking, what do I do?
Right, right. Well, funny thing you said that. A buddy of mine went to Colorado with a mule deer hunt. He didn't have a tag. He was just helping out. His buddy shot a good one, I guess, and his buddy lives in Wisconsin. So they met out there. And he calls me. He's like, hey, he killed one. He's like, I know how to cape a deer, but I've never taken one off the skull, one off the face. I'm like, pull up YouTube. There's a super easy video to follow. And he watched your video, and he's like, thanks, man. He's like, I'm going to tell you, it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. But he's like, I would not have been able to do it without watching your guys' video on how to take it off of the head. So, like, those videos exist. They're out there. They're informational. But like you said, there's...
And a lot of people don't understand, too. I had one fella call and got on the website. Well, then he was thinking he needed to do the complete...
Oh, no.
Off the skull. Yeah, and I explained to him, no, dude, that's just for people out west that you're carrying the weight.
Yes.
You don't want to carry that back. But around here, just skin it down, cut the head off, bring the cape. We'll do the rest.
Right. Yep.
And it's going to save you a little bit of money at the locker. I mean, $40 or $50. I mean, and that way we know it's done right, and you know, it's how we want it.
And with a lot of the lockers this year, I mean, people are going to run into problems. A lot of them are not taking whole deer. So we're going to have to get on board with skinning them out, cutting them up. And, you know, that's something we've thought about, you know, maybe having a class or something or having a thing.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We thought about doing that. So if a guy's going to go out west, he can come watch us take care of a deer. And it's the same for an elk, anything. And skin it out, cape it out, you know. We thought about doing that. I don't know if we're going to or not, but it'd be really handy. I'm amazed the guys that go out west or go to Alaska, and that's the last thing they think about.
Yeah.
You're spending all that money. You want to make sure you know how to take care of that animal, get it out, get it back safe so that you can mount it. And so, yeah, we may do that in the future.
Well, even cutting up the meat, quartering them out and stuff like that. I mean, you'd be amazed at how many people don't even know how to do any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, next year, we should do, they're called master classes is what they are. And you can do them from anything from painting a picture to caping a deer out. I think we should do one like, the tricky part will be getting an animal. But like, try to do it.
That's not a problem this time of year.
Well, not this time of year, but I just think like if we could do it before the fall season, that's when it'd be the most relevant. You know, like you said, a lot of guys are going out west in September and October.
Yep.
So if we could try to do one like in early September, that would be really cool. Like do, you know, a 20 class slot, and it's first come, first serve. When the seats fill up, it fills up, you know, and man, that would be really cool to do like a Tompkins master class on game care.
Yep. Yeah. It's something, if you're going to go and do it, you need to know how.
Yeah. And you're right. Guys like us take that for granted, kind of.
Yep. We've done it out of necessity. And then, you know, just then getting into the taxidermy, I've just learned everything. But, you know, guys that like to hunt, you're going to have to learn how to do it all.
And there's more and more people going and doing like the unguided or the DIY trips. You're more affordable. Yep. And then all of a sudden, holy shit, I got it done.
What do I do?
Yeah, now I'm over my head.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. And we've got capes from Colorado that were no good. They were slipping or something because they didn't know how to care for them.
Well, even that, you know, talking about care for them. So do's and don'ts of taxidermy here. This gentleman that called me, he's like, I got it off. He's like, so do I roll it up really tight? I'm like, no, that's the exact worst thing that you can do. The first and the most important thing on a hide, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, is cooling it.
Yeah.
When you roll that up, you have a hot spot right in the center. Exactly. And so I told him, I said, lay it out over a branch or on the ground even, because it was in the 30s that night. I said, let it cool out all night and then fold it. Do not roll it. Try to fold it like an accordion, and that way you don't have any of these pockets of hot insulated space, you know.
Yeah. And that hair is really good at keeping the cold out. It's really good at not letting the heat out the other way around.
True.
Too, you know.
So when you roll that up, like you said, you know, shoot, you've got to have that cold penetrate, 8-10 inches before it gets to the center of that's insulated with hair, natural insulation.
Well, and that's the thing with like when you bring it in with a big neck. I mean, the bottom of the cape where there's no meat, that's all going to be thawed out, and you got to wait for the neck to thaw out. So I mean,
oh sure,
yeah, it's like a brick.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a day for that meat to thaw out to where you can skin it
to even work with it.
Yeah.
Right,
yep.
Right.
So
I mean, so we got the cape. I think another thing that we should talk about with a cape is that I have seen it personally, guys cutting the capes too short.
Yep.
On the back. I mean, you guys would much rather have a cape come in with the hams attached to it than it be to where you're fighting it to make sure you got enough to get it on the form.
Right.
So where in reference, you guys throw it out there, like if you were to draw a perfectly circle line around the middle of the deer, where would that be? Would it be behind the shoulders, center of brisket, lower?
Would be right under the bottom of the brisket. When you field dress, when you come to the bottom of the ribs,
that V in the ribs.
Yep. Stop right there. That's your absolute best. We don't need quite that much, but that gives us plenty extra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Better to have too much than not enough.
Especially, a lot of the wall pedestals are becoming more popular. We just talked about that. You've got one right here, actually a deer that you killed.
Yeah.
And I just think they look amazing. And the wall pedestals are becoming my absolute favorite mount. It shows off the shoulder. You have a little more texture and rolls in the neck. And I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass to mount.
It is. They're more money, and that's why.
Well,
but they do look really nice.
I'm
when they're
telling
done.
you, dude,
they
like
look really good.
And you need more cape for those, correct?
Yes.
So,
and it's weird because some of them you need a little more on the brisket, but all of them, you need more on the back.
On the back,
Yeah,
right.
on the back and the shoulders. Yeah.
And I just, like I said, I don't get me wrong, a regular, like the 6900 semi sneaks are gorgeous. They're the tried and true. When you think of a deer mount, that's what it is. But like I've got one wall pedestal, and I really probably should have done TJ, that buck you guys did for me last year as one, but I just think it shows off so much more of that deer. You know, the rack is one thing, but like I just look at him, all the neck lines that you have, the shoulder definition.
That's because I shot that deer. That's why he looks so good.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That is a nice buck. He's got kickers on him. He's a mainframe 10. He's got kickers on both G2s. He's got a darker chocolate rack to him.
It's kind of an interesting story because we've seen him the year before, and he had a gimp in his one leg.
Huh.
And when I went in the next year, we was hunting where he was at, and we were just thinking about it. My cousin shot me a text. Hey, I wonder what gimp he looks like this year. I go, I don't know. And as soon as I quit looking at my phone, he stepped out.
No shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, I had to text him back 10 minutes later. I go, dude, I know what he looks like. He's laying behind me. What? He's like, no. I go, I shit you not. I said, I looked, and he's coming, and he kind of waddled like a duck because he couldn't bend that leg real good, that front leg.
Really?
Yeah, so when he walked, you knew it was him.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man, here he comes. Yeah, and I drilled him, and then so he's like, oh, you're lying. He still didn't believe me until I brought him over and showed him the body. You know?
I need to have Kevin text me this weekend and be like, man, I'd really like to see what Megatron looks like.
Right? Yeah.
Just, about 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, Kevin. That'd be great to get
Perfect.
a text from you.
Yeah, just send a picture, Kevin.
Yeah, send a picture of that.
Wayne, someone will shoot it then.
Yeah, because he sent a picture of a deer this year, and we were discussing whether it was big enough or not, and it came by me sideways, and I thought, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as he whirled, I'm like, oh, he's kind of narrow. And so, I shot the one Kevin sent me a picture of. So he's really good at that.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to text you. Kid me not. Michael's probably going to be with me in the blind this weekend. I'm going to text Kevin.
I will. I'll have him send you some pictures. And
Well, not feet pics. I don't need those.
yeah, right. I'm with you.
But so okay, we got the hide. We're going to do the master class. I'm telling you,
We
dude,
need to do it.
It's going to be a hit.
It
I know
is.
guys go
People-
west all the time.
And they don't know how. And it one class, and you'd be money. I mean, you'd know exactly what you needed to
Yes.
do, and you'd never lose a trophy animal
No,
again.
no.
You know? So
There
And-
might be beer and food involved in it too.
Well,
I'm sure.
absolutely.
Chips, absolutely, yeah.
I think just now to our listeners, and like I said, we've been advocates and fans of you guys for a long time. If you have an opportunity, maybe take you guys up on it. If we talked about the master class, figuring out the time so we can have animals here is going to be the hardest part.
Yep.
But let's say you're a guy right now and you're going, man, I am in the next 3 years, I'm going out west to do something. Bring your buck in that you shoot.
Yes.
Even if you can cape it. A lot of guys, I'd say about 50-50 can cape a deer out to their neck.
Yep.
But a lot of guys are just really scared and hesitant to take it off the face. Even me, like when I bring my deer to you guys, I just bring it down to the jawline and let the pros do. You guys make me look like a freaking clown. I can do it. I've done it. I did it to my elk that I brought you guys, but you guys do it so well. But here's a perfect example for you, or a perfect opportunity for you. You kill a deer, bring it here, and just spend an hour with you guys. And
It won't cost you a thing.
No.
You'll probably get a free beer out of the fridge.
Yeah.
And once I show you, you learn. You'll be able to do whether it's a moose, an elk. They're all the same. They're just different sizes.
right. Do you start with the gums, or do you start at the back of the neck?
I start at the back of the neck. Me and Michael kind of switch around. We do it a little bit different.
How do you do it?
It just depends on how sharp my blade is sometimes. 'Cause,
Really?
Yeah. If I have a dull blade, I'll start at the mouth.
Because it dulls them really bad.
yeah.
The mouth does.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
teeth and the gums.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
I just kind of play it by ear. I'm kind of.
I always start with the gums. Maybe I end up fighting my blade, but I just
That dulls them usually pretty
really.
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because you're riding it right on the bone as you go around.
Yeah.
I always try to take the upper lip and the nose off and get that peeled, and then I take the bottom jaw line down to where it's like hanging, and then I go to the back and do the Y. Do you guys do the lazy 7 or the Y?
We do a backward 7.
The backward
Yeah.
7.
Now we'll deal with a lot of them. A lot of the guys out west do the Y cut, and that's fine too.
That's
But-
just how I learn.
yeah, and it's nothing wrong with it. You just have to use 2 pieces of thread when you're sewing it up. But we use a backward 7, and so we use one thread. We go from one burr to the other burr, and then straight down with one thread. We don't have to tie a knot or start over.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go. I learned something. I'll do the backward 7 from now on.
Yeah.
And then I think the hardest part for me is the bases. I use a screwdriver that I have like a rounded little edge, and that works way better. But when you're out west, you don't have that. You know,
mostly it's a knife, and you're trying to cut around there. So just be as close and as careful as you can, and go slow when you're cutting around there. You know, so you don't butcher it.
Right, because once you have the pedicles free, man, you're like pretty smooth sailing. Other than the couple small spots in the eyes, you got to be careful with.
The tear ducts right in front of the eyes are tricky, but it's not. It's not hard.
Once you've done it, I mean, it's
like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, you guys cape out more deer than I in a season I'll ever do in my lifetime. So
we see a few of them.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, how many is on the rack right now? 100?
Oh no, not yet. But it's going to get busy.
Are you kidding me?
There,
you tell me there's not 100 racks on that.
I don't think so. I don't.
Probably close to 80.
With the top?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, they are big.
I think we can hold 30 on each rack.
On each rung.
Each rung.
Yeah.
So we got 2 full and then working on a third.
So I think if it's clear plumb
packed
full, we can have, what is that?
It was
240?
Yeah, we're 240.
240, and the big rack is full.
All right.
So, yeah.
Don't worry. If we get more than that, we got more space to put them.
I hope you guys fill that sumbitch up.
Yeah.
We'll build another big rack.
Another big rack. Maybe we'll just make an extension on the big rack. Make it about 6 foot longer.
Well, and so talking about out west again, this is something that I did not think about. A couple years ago, I shot that bear, and you guys mounted it for me. It's a pack mount, looks fantastic, but I'd never skinned a bear. You know, I've case skinned coons and coyotes, but that's where the buck stops for me. Right. And I was very lucky that I was with Robert and Shane, who you guys have met, and they're guides. You know, they do it. And I'm like, man, I kind of don't know where to start here. I'm like, we can't case skin him. He's like, no, you can't case skin a bear. Like, you can if you have a winch and a way to get it back home, but he's like, nope. So things like that too, I think, are opportunities for our listeners that, you know, whether you're planning on a hunt or not, when you get to that point, you need to think about trophy care.
Yep,
especially if you're doing a DIY or a unguided.
And we're always available. I have people, even some people that don't bring stuff here, you know, friends of friends or whatever. I'm going out west. I need to know, you know, I can talk to them on the phone and help them a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so we're always available for that too.
Well, just like that bear, I didn't even think about, like, we left the paws on. You know, shoot, you think a coyote, you just nip them off. Well, not with the bear.
No,
you know,
leave them in there.
You leave them on, and it's like little things like that you totally are clueless to. You think about, I need to have the right gear, and the guns needs to be set up, or my bow needs to be set up, and I need to have glass and all this stuff to get it done. Right. But it's afterwards that you're like, you don't even think about it.
That's when the panic sets in.
No shit.
And then like I said, you don't want to lose it, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A bear, all you have is the hide and the skull.
That's
so
it.
If the hide slips,
Yeah. So, speaking of the bear, when are you guys going to start working on the habitat for this one?
This grizzly bear, pretty soon. The problem we have right now is they're coming in and we're skinning, so we don't have a lot of time to mount stuff right now. And
sure.
So this grizzly bear we're working on here, we got to work on the habitat and finish the face and stuff, but it'll probably be a few weeks before we get back after it. So
it's been cool. Every time I come here, like a little more's done, a little more's done, a little more's done.
It's hard this time of year because people are coming and going all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
And back to your capes, like if you go out west, another issue with them, a lot of people want to put them in a cooler. You want to keep them cool. Your best thing to do is put dry ice on top.
Yes.
Put dry ice. A lot of people, they put cooler, put the water in there. Well, then they're in the water. That's not a good thing.
Water creates bacteria.
Water's a bad thing. So if you do have to use ice like that, open your cooler, let it drain or something, you know, put the hides on top. Try not to get them wet. Keep them dry. But dry ice is definitely the way to go. Stop and get that.
And make sure you don't want to set it right on the hide, though, because dry ice can burn them.
Yep.
I know
paper or something in between
cardboard,
them.
anything. Yep. I actually saw kind of like one of those redneck memes. A guy had a cooler, and he took like 6-inch PVC or 3-inch PVC, and he set like a rack on it. So he had ice and then this rack, and then he could set his stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
To get to the point, you don't want to ice it down to where it's in the water.
You don't want it wet.
Yep. Yep. And even if it's in a bag, it's going to get wet.
It's going to get wet.
Yep. You pull out a soggy hide, man. That sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a pain.
They're a pain. Michael don't like them.
So European mounts, how about some of those? I know we got some pet peeves with them, Mike.
Yeah, if you kill it, let's not leave it in our garage or outside all winter, especially when it gets warm. Yeah, they start to stink, get bugs. We don't want that.
No.
No,
can't have
our shop is very clean. My wife comes out here at 4 o'clock. She hasn't lately, but usually with her friends and drinks wine at our table. So our shop smells good. It looks good. We don't want that kind of stuff in here.
Well, and I think for a better product too, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, they definitely look better too if you get it to them right away.
yes, when they start rotting, you can get it to yellow and tarnish, and then
Yep.
sorry, man, it's not my fault. You brought me a 6-week-old deadhead.
Right.
You know?
I mean, if you want something, you want to do something with it, take care of it.
Right.
You know, it's that simple.
Yeah, throw it in a freezer. Give us a call. I mean, if you can't make it here, I mean, we can make arrangements to, we can help you out. You just got to communicate with us. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to do it and communicate with us than for us to have something that stinks and it's going to be yellow. We can't do anything about it at that point.
Yeah, and we've even turned a few people away. Like, they're just rank, and it's like, dude, I do not want that in my shop.
No.
I do not want.
Don't
that
blame
in
you.
here. Yeah.
So speaking of that, if a guy has a European mount that he wants to do, I mean, do you guys want the capes? Do you guys do anything with that or trade or?
If they're big deer, right now we've got a bunch of small, not small, but average size capes.
2.5, 3.5-year-olds.
I mean, yeah, if you kill something that's busted up, 4.5 and up, that's what we're looking for, and we'll knock a little bit off the price for you.
Right. Yeah, we'll buy 'em
barter a little bit. So.
Yeah, we'll barter them for like $40 is what we've been given for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And it's the big old gnarly bucks, the capes that we need.
Yep.
But usually those, have massive headgear. People want them mounted.
Right.
But those are the ones that are hard to get. They really are.
Well,
So-
I know a lot of people that I shouldn't say a lot, but I know several guys that they're European all the way. You know, doesn't matter if it's 200-inch deer or whatever it is. And just so people know, hey, you've got an opportunity to get a little bit something for that. Especially if you're a European guy, make sure you call, because then that means you need to get it in here pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, so a lot of those people would probably take the locker and they weren't going to pay the money to have it skinned out or caped out. That's
Right.
always extra money.
Yep.
So I mean, bring it to us and we can do it for you, and you can save that money and get a little bit money on your
European mount. Right.
So, you're kind of double dipping there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, saving it on the cape side and on the European mount side.
Yep. And that's the thing with capes is it's getting tough to get the big ones. So what we're kind of doing this year is if we've got to buy a cape, if you bring something in and you need a cape and you got to buy one, we'll sell you one. If you can get one to cover it, or if we can get one for free, we'll work with you. But they're getting hard to come by.
Oh yeah.
They're getting hard to come by.
Yep.
And if you bring us one in, you'll never have to pay for one if you do have.
No, we have guys
one go
that,
bad.
Yeah, we have guys that bring them every year, and it's like, dude, you guys will never buy a cape from us. We will cover you.
Yeah, the guys that try to give you one.
And then there's other guys that every year they want to sell them, and it's like someday they might need one. Well, you're going to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that last year, I think.
We did.
Yeah, he sold us one, and we turned around and sold him one right back.
Yeah, he needed it like 3 weeks later.
No shit.
Yeah.
No. Well,
So-
that's how it goes, I guess.
It is, and we've been pretty fortunate. We have some guys I've given them a free cape, and then they're like they kill a big deer the next year and don't mount it. Hey, paybacks. You want this back? Sure. So,
Absolutely.
what comes around goes around, man.
So this podcast is going to launch the Monday after gun season here in Illinois.
Oh boy.
I mean, there is going to be a lot of guys. Hopefully, and this is going to be a bloody one, dude.
I think it's going to be.
If you guys can stick out the cold, deer will be killing.
They will be with the crops. Most of the crops being out in the cold weather, they'll be moving.
And
I'm
I think a
telling
lot
you.
of deer are still kind of breeding right now. Some of the bigger does are still coming in, and
It's going to be a bloody mess. It is.
So, just food for thought here. Like you've killed a deer, and now you're thinking about taking it. What's the best way to get a hold of you? Phone, Facebook, website.
Phone us, and right now we're running around like crazy. But we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yep.
And if it's cold, you don't have to panic. When it's 70 degrees out, you need to get a hold of us, and we need to figure something out. But when it's this type of weather, it's not, I got to hear from them the next hour or something. So don't panic, and we'll get back with you and figure out what we need to do. If we need to come to you, if you need to bring it here, whatever works out.
Just don't keep it out in the sunlight. I mean,
keep it out of the sunlight.
Keep it dry and out
Cool.
of the light.
So a couple things then. Your deposit, how much you guys need for deposit?
$100.
$100. What's your cost for a standard shoulder mount?
$650 this year.
$650. And now with that, I think
unless it's Garrett, then it's going to be like $1,000 or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm always extra Gucci.
Just because he shoots big deer.
Well, yeah, that and because
more money, big deer.
He's going to go to Texas with us next spring, so there's probably going to be a guiding fee involved, I'm sure.
Right. I get to charge you guys that.
Well,
no. We're the guys been down there. We know where all the good spots are.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But with that $650 though, I think there's a couple cool things you guys do that some of the people in the area just don't. And I really like the fact that when you look at your page, it's obviously what form you want, what turn you want, but you guys dive into which ear, which direction, eyes.
You can do expressions. You can make them look spooked, relaxed with the eyes. You can turn them different directions. The ears. If you watch a whitetail for 10 seconds, his ears have moved and his eyes have moved. He's real nervous. And we try to ask everybody where you're going to put that, and let's design it around where you're going to put it so that it's looking out into the room and the eyes are focused into the room. And it doesn't take me any more time to turn an eye and have it looking a little bit to the right than it does the old straight ahead brown eye like everybody does. Why wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? So I try to put all that in there that we can.
And I think it's just a cherry on top, on top of getting absolutely blue ribbon quality taxidermy. I mean, you guys take it to the next level. You guys dive into those little expressions and tweaking of the ears and everything else so that they get exactly what they want.
Right.
And on top of that, what's your guys' average turnaround?
Well, this time of year, it's quick. This time of year, it'll be like 4 months, 5 months. And then after gun season, it gets a little bit longer. Yeah,
but I'm saying, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but most people don't wait over 13, 14 months at the longest.
No. And that's something we're trying to do this year. We've done a lot of otters and bobcats and things in the past. We're trying to kind of stick to deer and big game and trying to get under like 11 months, 10 months.
Jeez.
That's what we want to do.
That's crazy.
That's what we're trying to maintain. And then that way, so this year we're doing a little bit of adjustment with some of our stuff, and that's what we would like to do. So we'd like to be done before deer season next year. Maybe we'll go on a fishing trip or something,
Go out west and kill something.
Yeah, go out west. But that's what we're striving for. So we got a little bit behind this year. You had the COVID and all the stuff. We had trouble getting supplies.
Forms. Oh, I remember.
Forms and eyes. You couldn't buy eyes anywhere. I think we've got that straightened out. So as soon as we get done skinning all this stuff, we're going to be back on them again, and that's our goal. So
yeah, so all that, and you just heard that 10-month turnaround is what you guys are shooting for.
That's what we're shooting
I don't think
for.
anybody's ever waited longer than, like I said,
No, there's some oddball mounts that we have that, that are on the back burner. Somebody says, "Oh, we're not in a hurry" or whatever. There's some like that, but
I'm talking your regular whitetail mounts, man.
Yeah, most of them go on the list, and we just go right down the list.
Yeah,
and go from there. So,
any full bodies coming up that you know of for deer?
Not for deer. No, we've got one black bear to do, life size, a couple halves.
There's a full size grizzly bear right behind you.
Yeah, grizzly bear behind me.
That was a pain.
Yeah, that was quite a thing. I'll be anxious to be done with that.
Well, you got the hard part done.
The hard part's over. Right, correct.
And it was hard.
And it was hard. Yeah.
Really?
You heard the things about monkeys in a football?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple of them in here that day.
Yeah, we had it on this table here. And, just move, yeah.
Yeah. 10 hours of sewing.
Chainsaw out,
Well, yeah, because yeah.
We had to work on it, but it'll be great when it's done. It really will.
All right. Well, okay. So then let's go into this year. What you guys have hunted. So you talked about the buck you shot. Yep. How many does have you killed already, Wayne?
A couple. Don't be mean.
I'm not being mean.
Everybody's
You're the freaking Wayne the Slaughterhouse. Tompkins.
Everybody's after me because you have to shoot 3 does in town to get a buck tag for next year. So I made sure I got that done, and now they got me on a short leash. They don't want me to shoot no more. So
killing all our deer.
Yeah,
he's worse than EHD.
How many have you killed, Michael?
3.
Three does.
3. No, he's got
2 does and a button buck.
He thought he had 3 does, and the one was a button buck.
So you still need to kill a doe, or you can't get a buck tag for next year.
Right,
yeah,
correct.
Been passing a few here, trying to kill a buck. So
We'll
I'm
see
not
what-
really too worried about killing another doe.
No, he'll get her done. So, yeah, we enjoy it. I mean, it's all fun for us, and that we come in here and cut them up. And you come by when we're cutting deer because the grill's always running.
Oh, yeah.
The loins hardly make it to the freezer.
Oh, yeah.
And last time, actually, both loins got 8. We had 6 people here, 7.
Yeah.
We had 6 or 7 people here. Another customer that needed to cut up a deer, and I'm like, dude, we can just cut it up. I got to cut one up anyway.
Sure.
And, yeah, we got the grill going, and the loins out of the one never even made it.
No, okay. So now, like I said, this podcast is going to be after the first gun, and you guys will be down to Easy Living some.
Yeah, I'm going to run up there. I'll probably be up there midday and then the afternoon.
Yep.
So they've got new owners, and we're trying to fill each other out and, as what to do. And we're open for suggestions and stuff, what works. And we want to have a good relationship with them. And, the more people we can get up there, they're going to do more business and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
what
So
it's all
second season, do you guys usually go up there for Illinois?
Yeah.
yeah, we usually go up there.
And we'll probably go up we don't normally go up on Thursday.
Right.
Normally like
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
later on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we kind of hang out for a little bit, but
We've
It's
got
Sunday.
It's Sunday, and we've got a pile to do, so
Yeah.
we're usually back here so we can get on a Monday.
Yep.
And there's a lot of the hunters up there that have deer camps. I don't
Yeah.
know if you ever been to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of them up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So doing a lot of the deer from around there, I know all these people. So, we have to crash their deer camps.
Oh, I remember the one you went to last year.
yeah,
You were hurting
he's
pretty good.
Got to wear his helmet.
I got to wear a helmet, and I think I stayed over. They have a bed open for me, so I don't have to drive.
Yeah,
So
those guys just hunt right down the road from us.
they do. They
Yeah.
do right next. And actually, I think they've got a picture of a piebald doe or something. Have you seen that
Oh, yeah.
deer?
Yep. She's been alive for 5 years.
Yeah, nobody's shooting her.
No,
They've got
she's got a
pictures
pink
of her.
nose.
Yep.
Yep.
And-
Coolest
and-
deer ever.
Yep, and you've got pictures of her, and they've showed us pictures, and nobody's shooting her. They're leaving her alone.
No.
So.
It's, I mean,
She's
who
beautiful.
knows? You guys can shoot whatever. Nobody's got right to tell you what you can and can't put your tag on. But
Right.
yeah,
Agreed.
for us, it's no chance in hell she's getting
yeah,
shot.
and that's the way the layers are too. They're not going to shoot her.
I just can't believe there's not any. We haven't seen any offspring of it. The only one is TJ, which he had. I mean, you got to see him. He
Yeah.
had a really weird throat patch, and his
His
legs
were real white.
were white. Yeah, it looked like he was wearing like tube socks up to like right underneath his shoulders.
Yep.
But that was it. Other than that, there's been no other.
I think it's such a small genetic trait that it takes like a couple of them that both have that recessive
yep.
gene to get together to do something with it.
You want to know? I found out some. I've been diving into like deer biology, and there's a couple really influential people, like biologists. I didn't realize that a doe that has twins. Did you know that 40% of the time that doe is not from the same buck?
40% of the
or both
No, different dads.
both offspring.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Now that's I didn't.
So a doe can be bred, like you see does that have twins and triplets.
Right.
If she's still an estrus, she can still be bred. And so, like, let's say, and I also didn't, I'll back up. This statistic, the conversation I was listening to the biologist, he said, did you know that on average in most herds, 35% of your deer, your does, are bred by yearlings or 1.5-year-old bucks? He said, I'll say that again, yearling to 1.5 years. So spikes and like literally button bucks are being successfully breeding does. And he said, these deer oftentimes do it kind of like on accident, And he's like, they don't tend that doe for the, typical 36 hours that a mature deer does. So he's like, they'll leave. She has been successfully bred, but then another buck will come and top her. And he said, if she is mature more times than not, she'll have twins. And he said 40% of the does
Wow.
drop 2 fawns from 2 different.
That is I
Males.
never realized that. So I raised them for like 8 years, and my doe would have twins like every other year, and then she'd have triplets one year or one big one the year before. But I only had one buck in there because I didn't want them fighting.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
something I never knew.
Me neither. You always, they're twins. They're twins, twins.
Yeah, you would assume.
No,
Yeah.
twins from different dad. So,
Wow.
Huh, crazy, isn't it? Like,
I like Maury. We need to get on.
Yeah.
yeah, but so anyway, I I can see how like that would be really hard to get that piebald genetic keep pushed down and passed on.
Well, it's like the manes and the canine teeth, same thing. Those are recessive genes. Now, we've been seeing more out of Illinois. I think we did 4 last year that had manes on them.
4.
Wow. Yeah, and your wife's was one of them.
Yep.
And it was on the trail cam. You could see it sticking up like a zebra.
Oh, yeah.
And but that's a recessive gene.
And the canines are even more rare, aren't they?
Yep. And we haven't seen any this year at all.
We hadn't seen any last year. The year before, we've seen quite a few.
Yeah.
But
Of the canine?
Yes.
deer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw like 3.
And then last year, none. This year, none so far.
None so far this year.
It's weird. We were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, as rare as that is, it'd probably be a target buck that you'd be wanting to shoot, and usually you want to mount them. But as rare as the canines are, you'd almost have to be like, gosh, I need to European mount it,
Yeah, but usually they're so small.
Yeah, you can't
unless
tell.
you're really looking, you're not going to see it.
I know. I think that we would pick it up, though, right away.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we know what to look for at it in a
Yep.
European mount.
Yep, we see it. Yep.
But,
Yeah, it's interesting, though. That kind of brings me to another topic is EHD, chronic wasting disease.
I don't wish it on anyone.
I don't either, but let's discuss that. So we've been pretty fortunate. Our game wardens and stuff have come and talked to us about it. Everybody's wanting to change the laws where you can't bring deer from state to state, the chronic wasting and all that.
Well, chronic wasting is different than EHD.
Correct, and that's where I'm going.
Yep.
So they're worried about chronic wasting, bad. 4 years ago, when EHD hit over by the airport and
Yep.
affected your farms,
Yeah.
and there was people finding 30 dead deer in a field.
Yeah.
And the lairs were some of them.
Yep.
Their deer
We
got
were too.
wiped out.
I mean, it was a clean slate, man.
Wiped out. But they're worried about chronic wasting disease. And the issue I have with that is, okay, so we'll cape deer for you and all that. So you're a farmer over there. You hunt. Hey, Wayne, we've got 2 bucks here we want you to mount. What can we do? Well, I'm probably going to drive over there, skin them out for them. They're going to cut them up themselves like a lot of farmers do. And then when I leave and they get done cutting, where do you think the bones from that deer are going to go?
Right.
I mean, I'm not shooting on anybody or nothing. When I lived in the country, that's what I did too.
There's no law. Like, what are you supposed to do with it? Put it in
Right.
the garbage?
Well,
No,
see-
then you get in trouble for that.
No, but there's the thing. See, so a farmer or somebody that lives in the country has a ravine out back, their property.
Yeah,
They're probably just going to throw
coyote.
them there and let the coyotes eat them. That's how they say it spreads. Well, if you bring me a deer and it has chronic wasting, okay, and I skin the head out and do all my stuff, I put it in a landfill. It goes in a landfill and gets covered up.
Yeah, no deer's going to touch that.
And there's no way that infected deer is going to give it to anybody.
Right.
So which is a better way? In my opinion. So I keep stressing that with the wardens and the state guys that it's like, dude, if they bring me a deer, my stuff is not going to end up in a ditch. It's going to go in a landfill. We take it there like every couple days when we're skinning, covered up. It's never going to infect another animal.
See, I'm not educated enough to really give a big response to this, but I am not a big believer in CWD for the very reason that, the wardens and other officials are worried about this spreading from a gut pile or a carcass pile. But deer are social animals. How often, all the time I've seen deer in the wild come up and nose each other, lick each other, groom each other. You're not going to prevent that. If a deer has EHD, we're going to go there. It's like COVID, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you can wear a mask and gloves and all this stuff, but we're people. We're social. Deer are social animals too. I understand the concern, but if CWD was so decimating, then it would have the same effect that EHD would, and it does. It just doesn't. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Ted Nugent is incredibly opinionated on this topic, and he is very energetic about this topic. And if you want to listen to him, he's got some pretty good points. But with that, like I said, get ready for the energy. But
the thing about it is it's been around for years.
Exactly,
It's
man.
been around for years. And it's just like the EHD, these places that got wiped out, okay, now the deer are coming back.
Oh, yeah.
They've got a healthy population. They're coming back. So, nature has its way of taking care of things,
I still don't wish EHD on anyone.
I don't wish it on anybody.
Man.
I'm just saying, though, now these deer are coming back. They're really really good at
but
rebounding.
CHD or CWD just doesn't have that same. You know, we don't hear CWD eradicating 70% of your deer herd.
Yeah, 30 in the field dead.
No,
like we did with the HD.
No. But like unfortunately, my opinion, and I have a right to my opinion. You know, I just think it's a easy way to lobby for more deer tags. I mean, in Illinois we have CWD counties specific. Did you know that you can kill 3 bucks in Illinois in some specific counties? The CWD counties, it's actually a special tag. You can kill a 3rd buck with a CWD tag. So like we have depredation zones in Illinois where you have a late antlerless only. And those antlerless only seasons are actual in the CWD counties. If you have a CWD tag, or not even a CWD tag, just a regular tag, you can go and kill a 3rd buck in that season.
Wow.
You know, so that'd be like, literally it's the last weekend of the season in Illinois. I mean, shoot.
Something, and let's talk about that too. Okay, if you're trying to manage your deer herd and you think there's too many does, right, give out some more doe tags. That late antlerless thing.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of shed bucks that get killed.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So you're not just targeting the does.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've done it myself. I killed one. What was that, Michael?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And man, I got the biggest doe, and I walked over and it's a buck, but he didn't have no antlers. And I felt bad.
Shit, yeah.
You know, so just give out more doe tags early, and actually take does.
I agree.
You know, it's hard to tell in the field sometimes.
Yep.
I mean, you know,
especially if you're gun hunting and it's late at night, you know, or
brushy, lots of stuff. See, that's the excuse I use every time. That's why I shot the deer I did this year, because I couldn't see it clearly. Yeah. So anyway,
shouldn't be shooting it then.
Well, I knew what it was. It was a mature deer. That's all.
Is it here? I need to check it out.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it to you. So.
I'll show it to you.
Okay, good. Michael will show it to me. So, Michael, what about you? Anything coming up for this year?
Just still kind of working to try to kill a buck. Got one more doe to kill. That's about it.
Now we have our spring hunt coming up, but Michael's not going on it like a turd.
Not yet. I might change my mind.
Hell yes.
I told him at the last minute, because we're open, we could take more people. So at the last minute, if he wants to go, he's on board. We'll figure it out and take a second truck.
Well, or you could just ride in the Ranger.
Yeah.
Make motor noises back there.
Get me a helmet and ride in the Ranger.
On the trailer.
We're looking forward to that. That's
So am I, man.
Yeah, that's a hunt we go on in the spring every year for Texas, and we shoot javelinas, pigs, a few bobcats, and we catch rattlesnakes alive. And Garrett's going to go with us this year, and
I'm excited.
He's excited. He's a little worried. We told him we were going to spend for the kind of weapon he got to use.
That's no way.
You know, between a spear and a bow and
I think an atlatl.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah. So, but we're going to have a ball. He's going to enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah. I don't know what to expect.
Oh, it's a ball.
I
can't wait till you come up on a snake that's all rattled and trying to strike at you.
I don't know if I
do. You scream like a girl?
No.
Okay, well then you'll be all right.
No, I mean, as long as I have one of them stick things.
Yeah, you'll be good. Unless you're hunting and it comes by.
See, that's the one thing, because like in Colorado, when we used to bow hunt for antelope, I mean, yeah, man, we would literally crawl up, and thank goodness most of them out there are a lot smaller, and they just don't seem to be as aggressive as like the southern rattlesnakes.
Yep.
But you'd hear it, and like you'd see it then balled up in a cactus or something. You're like, okay,
I'm
stalk's
going
over.
That.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really think you want to be crawling around here at night.
Well,
because we've caught 32 1 week.
Yeah, even just getting out of the side by side, you got to be careful. We were on one right in front of us, and I stepped out of the side by side, and there was one rattling literally 2 feet from me.
Holy shit!
And it was big.
It was a big one.
5.5, 6 foot long.
Yeah.
Jesus,
he catches some good ones.
You can put 6 fully grown size rattlesnakes in a 5-gallon bucket,
and that's it with the lid screwed down.
How heavy is that then? 30 pounds?
Heavy.
Oh, I would say closer to 50.
It's heavy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And try to get them all in there and keep the heads down while you're screwing the lid on.
Yeah, 5 and 6 are pretty tough to get in there.
Because the other one's won out.
Yeah. So what do you do with them? I mean, I see them on a board.
Yep, we can mount them. We eat them. We eat most of them. We put some on boards, just the skins. We mount some with the javelinas we get and stuff like that. And usually to kill them, we put them in the freezer.
Right, because you don't want to put a hole in them or anything.
Yeah, you don't want to bash them over the head or something. So, You just put them in the freezer and they'll coral up, and when they're froze solid, they won't come out of it. That's
really?
It. Yep.
Not like a bug.
No.
So how long do you leave them in the freezer before you pull them out?
2 days. 2 days.
2 full days.
2 full days. If they're not in there 2 full days, we're not opening the coop or the freezer. Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll, literally just what we were talking about. Like I've thought about, Bobcat. Man, that would be really cool to have you guys mount my first Bobcat. And like, I don't know what I'd have to think about a javelina. I probably regret it if I didn't mount it, because like you guys do a fantastic job, and like that little mount up there looks really neat.
Yeah,
how you have
cool.
the male and female, and but I don't know what I'd do with a rattlesnake. I kind of like the idea of a board, but I'll have to think about it.
You do that, and then we can make you a cowboy hat or something. Put the head on there. With the
I wear a
fangs.
lot of ball caps, not cowboy hats.
There you go.
But
We got to find someone to make us some belts. So if anyone out there is a belt maker, works with leather,
or a holster, that would be cool.
We have got a bunch of rattlesnake skins, and we had a belt maker lined up to make us some really nice belts, and he bailed during COVID. We couldn't find him, so we've actually got 3 over there. We tanned on a board now, waiting to make something out of them.
There you go. There's got to be somebody out here that works with leather.
And I bet we got
15 more in the freezer.
15 more in the freezer.
Holy
Snake skins
smokes.
that we skinned out. Yeah, we've got a bunch of them.
There's got to be a market for those.
There probably is, but we just were in the market of, hey, that's cool, let's catch it.
It
Just
is
trying
cool,
to get
man.
it. It gets a little sketchy when you're coming back at night from pig hunting, though, and one crosses the road, and you don't have a flashlight, and he gets off out of your headlights of the ranger, and he's in the grass moving around. You're trying to catch him by the grass moving. That gets a little sketchy.
Yeah.
You might want to avoid that.
I probably will.
I did that once, and I won't do that again.
Or
Idiot.
crawling around in the brush with your stick trying to find them.
Yeah.
That wasn't very smart.
That's bad. Yeah.
Snakes are a poikilotherm, which is a scientific word for cold-blooded. Cold-blooded animals aren't actually cold-blooded. Their blood is typically the temperature of their environment. That's why they sun and everything else. I wonder how they'd look under a thermal, because they're not a mammal. They don't sustain it. I wonder if you'd even be able to pick them up.
I don't think they show up much.
Because
they'd
they'd be about the same temperature as the environment.
And we've kind of learned how to catch them is when the sun comes up in the morning and starts warming things up, they will crawl out on the road. They'll start moving.
Sure.
Okay? When it gets up to about 85 degrees.
It's too hot.
They go back in the shade. Yeah, then you got to go in the cactus and find them. And then at night, when you're out there and it starts getting later and you feel that cool on your back, it's starting to cool off, they come out and lay on that hard pack again because it's
Warm
warmer.
up for the night.
Yeah. And if it's one of them nights or days when it's 90-some degrees and it's 70 at night, they'll lay out there all night.
Oh, shit.
like dew worms.
Like dew worms, except their rattles sticking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up in the air.
Straight in the air.
You're serious?
No, they stick it straight up in the air.
Yeah.
They'll be laid out straight with their rattle sticking straight in the air.
Yep.
And then a lot of times at night, because they're cooler, at night they're cooler, so you can walk right up and grab them.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then they go nuts.
Ah.
Now, if you catch them in the daytime when the sun's out,
They're mad.
they're mad and they're ready to fight. They're coiled up and they're striking. And that's, I give you the GoPro back last year that had
venom covered.
Venom covered.
I
didn't want to wash it because I didn't know if it was waterproof.
Oh, I was scared to death of that thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
almost put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, but if you catch them in the daytime when it's hot, they're fiery.
Do you ever milk the venom out of them and
Only when we're putting them in the bag to put them in the freezer, but it's not intentional. It's just running down the side.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. You probably have a store of rattlesnake venom.
No?
There's going to be
No.
a breakout of deaths in Muscatine County.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake bites.
Well, I've got a sister-in-law that was a nurse, and I asked her about anti-venom because,
Sure.
Okay, so we freeze them, and then Michael's working on one. If he cuts his finger and he's around the venom sac, it'd be just like getting bit.
Oh, shit.
So he has to be careful. So, we're
Yeah,
pretty
that's when
safe.
It comes up, it scares the hell out of
Yeah,
me.
we're pretty safety conscious, so I'll wait till he gets past the head, and then I'll run over and goose him, and he'll
Jesus.
jump.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. If you leave it out, the air deteriorates it, like
It's
on
air.
your GoPro. Yeah,
Oh.
it weakens it, and it's no good. That's why you see them milking and stuff, and they put them they freeze it
Right away.
So,
yeah.
Yep. So if you get a frozen snake, and then it's all there, baby. So if you cut your finger, it's just like getting bit. So we got to be a little careful on that.
Yeah, and when you're, when you're skinning them, just picture it's mouth open. On both sides of its cheek is where the venom pouches are. So
And you can see those venom pouches pretty
they're
plain.
just kind of.
Yeah, when you skin it off the head, it's right there. I mean, you could cut right into it. You know, it's. Yeah.
Well, and a snake skin's not very thick either.
No.
So I guess.
Especially around the face. I mean, it's real thin.
How do you just real carefully kind of lift and cut, and that's what you do, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
And that would be. Yeah, you can't really handle it like you would a deer. You know, deer, you think you wrench it around and flop it over and stuff, and
Well, and they're so
slimy too,
slippy. Like, I mean, you can't have them out very long.
Their skin gets slippy. Their scales and stuff.
Their scales will start falling off and stuff like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to be quick at it too.
They're not durable. Like if you want to make a belt out of one and you catch one and say whop the head off, first thing you want to do is bury it. Because it's like a snapping turtle, they can still bite you after you cut them off.
And you said the venom's still good for how long? Good.
But you don't want to leave them in the sun because they'll get slippy right away. So cooler, freezer, something,
Huh.
Yeah. So I can't wait. It's going to be a ball.
I suppose.
We're going to have a ball down there. We'll have some stories.
Hopefully,
I don't know if we're going to want to.
Hopefully, you decide to come.
I don't know if we're going to want to put them on the air, but
I will be going to Oklahoma in February, so that's kind of why.
What's in Oklahoma?
Hog hunt.
he's going to go on a hog hunt there with some of his buddies. So.
Nice.
So
They don't have snakes, though, so we'll get him lured in.
yeah,
He'll want to go.
yeah, it'll be something new to me. It'll be kind of one of them branches, so maybe shoot an exotic or something. I don't know. Just kind of depends on
See what tickles your pickle,
how
man.
I feel about shooting something inside of a pen, but I don't know.
I think a lot of it would depend on the size
Yeah.
and things like that.
I just don't let that take away from it, man.
Yeah.
You know, hogs are what you're going for.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. If
Yeah.
I mean,
they're probably a target-rich environment. Like you'll have it. It's not going to. No, it's not. Or
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I mean, but I've killed a shit ton of hogs, so I mean.
Yeah, he's shot so many.
I mean,
and that's like where we go in Texas. It's all low fence. And 3 of us in 3 or 4 days shot almost 20.
Dang.
So, yeah. So you're going to be like a kid in a candy store. I'll be like, hey, do you need some more ammunition, Garrett?
I reload all mine. I wonder how many I should take.
Yeah.
50 would be enough, probably.
Oh, yeah. As long as you don't knock it off or something.
you get a few jackrabbits.
Yeah, there's we chase jackrabbits.
Yes, I'm making a jackalope.
Arma-
I've told you,
Oh,
you guys
man.
are making you mount a jackalope. for me.
Armadillos. Michael wanted to make a helmet.
Yeah.
You won't bring those back because of what?
They have leprosy.
Leprosy.
Some of them have leprosy, and I just didn't want them in my shop.
No, believe
Yeah.
it.
I do want a helmet though.
We do. Oh, and this sounds funny. Well, we'll leave. I guess we'll leave that one for when we get back. I'll leave you a little tidbit from when we get back. But it's a fun time. You will have a ball. We'll see a lot of deer. The deer down there are weird too, because like here you'll see them morning and night. If it's cold, they might be out roaming, but it can be 90 degrees and they'll be out.
Really?
Oh yeah,
They
they're
just
out
don't care.
all day long. Yeah, they're out all day long. I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy.
You'll drive past them on the side by side, and you'll turn around, and they're already back out on the roads.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and there's a slug of them. They're not real big, but they have killed some big ones down there. They've
Yeah.
killed some 200 inchers. So
Jeez. Yeah, that's pretty big.
yeah,
Body wise, they're not very big.
No.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
body-wise.
what, though. The worst part about that trip's going to be the drive, man.
Oh yeah.
20 hours. It's horrible.
It's a
Down there's not bad. It's the one home. That's the killer.
Yeah, I'm
tired
tired, and you want to just be home, all your stuff, and get unloaded.
That's so far, man.
But it is, dude. It's so
worth
fun.
it.
Everybody that has wanted to go again.
I know.
It's
I believe you.
It's a good time.
I believe you. I'm going to be living off of freaking Uncrustables and Red Bull.
We'll make sure he's sleeping in the other shack. He'll be bouncing
You're
off the
worried
wall.
about bringing all the stuff home. You just get a plane ticket home. Then you don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
More storage for everyone else.
For everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll pitch together and buy one person the ticket so we can.
Well, we could draw straws for that. That wouldn't be about it. That would be a good. We should do that.
We could.
I'd bite the bullet and just take one for the team and fly home if I
Yeah,
was.
I'll
take
bet you
one-
would.
just
Yeah,
take
'cause
one for the
he's always wanting to get home real quick. So.
Oh yeah. Maybe that we could do like some type of competition. I don't know how that worked. Though.
Oh, we always have competition.
I know. I'm just saying with a plane ticket though. I feel like, especially now, it's not
Yeah.
like you buy the plane ticket, like we all pitch in, say $200, but then
Right.
You can't.
Kevin gets it. Kevin
Right.
can't use your ticket. You know
Right,
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
We'd have to do something
Well, I
beforehand.
mean, I can see that with Michael because he looks kind of seedy, but the rest of us, I mean, we ought to
Yeah.
be able to make that work.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not on the no-fly list.
What? Well, when you got caught masturbating on the plane that one time. No?
They just slapped my hand. Told me to knock it off.
I don't think they slapped your hand. They didn't want to touch that.
I thought the stewardess helped you. No.
No, that's the Mile High Club.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, anything else then before we wrap it up here?
I can't think of anything.
Just hope everyone has had a safe gun season this year. Hopefully killed a nice one.
I think it's going to be a good year.
I
man.
do too. And just
stay safe.
stay safe. Be careful out there, guys. There's a couple guys over here in Iowa that got shot last year. And the one guy, it clipped part of his spine
Oh, no.
with a rifle. We can use straight-walled rifle cases, and I'm not sure if it was a Bushmaster or what it was.
Doesn't
but
matter.
A quarter inch more, and that would have been the end of him. So
Did both of those guys survive? I thought one guy died.
one guy died. I didn't know him. The guy that got hit and lived, I knew.
You did?
Yes. So he was
Holy
actually a customer of ours. So be safe, guys. Be careful. If you're doing drives, man, use your head. No deer is worth it.
No.
So,
No.
Yeah.
No.
So be careful and be safe and have fun and take the kids out there. I took the neighbor kid this year. He shot his first deer. And if you see my video, actually, the arrow that I was showing in my shop that was shot through my fence.
Oh, no. That's him?
That's the same kid.
No.
Yeah, so if you go back there and you look at my thing of when I took him deer hunting, that's the same young man. So
Did
that,
it go through the fence?
No, it just poked a hole in it, and I he knew he was screwed.
Did he own up to it?
He came over because I called and I said send him over.
Oh, he didn't own up to it right
no,
away.
and that's what. And I chewed on him, and I said, dude, I've taken you hunting. We go fishing. All I needed out of you was the truth. I know things happen. I said that you didn't tell me.
That's worse.
That's why I'm mad.
Yeah.
So I said, don't let it happen again, and don't shoot towards my fence.
I mean, that's like 2 months old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a good backstop for him,
Oh, yeah. So
The wood pile works too.
yeah, we shoot in my backyard, and we've got a wood pile in front of the fence. So your arrow is going to take one for the team before it hits my fence.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. So.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so a couple would you rathers for you guys.
Oh no.
And you guys can take turns or whatever. Would you rather do a full body deer or a full body bear?
Deer.
I'd say bear.
He says bear.
Why is that?
I've never done a deer.
A full body deer? I feel like hair, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the fur on a bear would be more forgiving for sewing than deer.
It is more forgiving, but there is so much fat usually on a bear. They are so greasy and and for that reason, I don't really like doing them. I mean, we do.
Not when you kill them like I do,
Well, yeah. When
Milk's still running off the lips.
you shoot young ones, they don't have much fat. Is that it?
Okay. Would you rather mount a full body coyote or a full body bobcat?
Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Yeah, because we've done more of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever mounted? Weirdest. You ever done anybody's pet?
No.
People have asked.
Yeah.
And I told them,
I wouldn't touch that, man.
No,
how do you get that right?
we're good, but you can't put that personality
No.
into them. I mean, I can make them snarling and whatever, but it ain't scrappy no more. You know what I mean?
Have you ever done mounted a full size beaver or anything?
I've done badgers and different things.
Oh, badger. That badger was cool.
Yeah, but we're trying to get away from some of that stuff.
Okay.
Because you can spend a lot of time at that. We want to be known as the deer guys. Maybe that's what we need to change our name. Maybe the deer guys. I don't know, but that's what we like to do, and that's what we're really well known for. So.
Okay, so would you rather take a 100-yard shot with your bow?
I thought, how many would you rathers are there here?
I've got two more after this.
All right.
Or would you rather take a 500-yard shot with a rifle?
Rifle.
Yeah, rifle. Yep.
I think that's what I would choose too.
And that's surprising for me because I watched you shooting them 70 and 80 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my thing is with I guess I should have said on an animal because
right.
Yeah, I practiced 100 with my bow and actually 120, but man, there is a lot of flight time and there's just
so many
with a
things
rifle
can
when
happen.
you send it, man, there's it's
there
not
pretty-
much for
it's
that
there
animal
pretty
to get
quick.
out of the way.
Yep. Pretty quick.
So I was surprised at that. You thought about Bo for a second. You thought about it.
Well, back when I was younger, I was good too, but I'm not anymore. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Would you-
I'm a little rusty.
Would you rather catch flathead or walleye?
Walleye.
Yeah,
What?
they're better eating.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't know, man. I've been having flathead last couple years, and dude, that stuff is fantastic, man. You've eaten them.
Oh yeah,
We had probably a big flathead on this year, but
somebody cut our lines.
Somebody.
Oh, them bank pulls, right?
Yeah,
when
we
they
put some
bibbed
biddies
you.
out. I think
Yeah,
somebody
it
helped
was-
themselves.
They were floating. It was floating by the dock or the ramp when we got there.
Yeah, and then we
Our
went
lines
to
were
check
cut.
our lines, and we had cut lines. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and here's the last one. Since it's archery season, you go hunting. It's prime time, like last week, and you're gonna hunt. There is no option of like coming home. Would you rather forget your rangefinder or your release?
Oh,
Rangefinder.
Yeah,
I'd rather forget my rangefinder.
yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've tried practicing with my bow with fingers.
It just don't
way
work.
off, man.
It don't work.
Not even close.
No, it's
like
it's horrible.
You can get accurate with that. Like there's guys that do that fingers, but like anchor point from release to fingers.
And different rests and
Oh,
things.
you're
It's
done. You're
bad.
screwed.
Yeah. So I got a would you rather?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather run down the road barefoot in your underwear in front of your friends, or get caught taking a dump by the Border Patrol? Because we see them all the time down there.
6 1/2 a dozen. I'm comfortable in my underwear and
Yeah.
like I don't know. I guess
Everybody poops.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Excuse
got-
me, officer. May I wipe?
A couple years ago at 2:00 in the morning, we got ran down by one.
No way.
Yeah. He was a good guy. We talked to him for probably half an hour, but
Thought you were some of the indigenous people,
yeah,
huh?
he did. He ran us down, but after he seen the blood running out of the back of the Ranger and stuff, he just
If you
Talk
get
to-
lost out there, just go to the blue light.
the blue light. There's a big blue light in the middle of the section. You'll see it.
Is that the guard shack or what?
No. That's just a. I never figured out what it was.
It's for like if you're lost out there. I think. That's
Serious?
yeah,
It's like on a tower.
Yeah, it's got like you push a button and they'll come save you. Literally on the main road of the ranch.
And you're wondering why a couple of the guys wouldn't go after dark with us.
yeah.
No shit.
Oh yeah, we had people getting lost. Well, we'll just go to the blue light. Okay.
Yeah,
So if
that-
you
That's
get
a
lost,
mile away.
Yeah,
right.
go to the blue
Yeah,
light.
It's like 4 by 6 miles where we're at. So
Holy shit. That's
it's-
so
and
much
it-
ground.
and it all looks the same.
Oh yeah.
So it is tough, but you won't have any trouble.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. As always, guys, like if you need anything with deer, caping, taxidermy, Tompkins Taxidermy, what's your number, Wayne?
563-506-5938.
Perfect.
Or you can call Michael. Our numbers are on the website.
Yep.
So
Like I said, phone, Facebook, website. You guys are available. Your communication's fantastic. We hope you guys have a badass shotgun season. As always, don't waste it. We'll catch you on the next one.